Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today we are covering the IMF World Bank meetings over in Washington, D.C., and my next guest is Oumou Ba. Oumou, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Adam, for having me.
All right, Umu. So we got a lot to talk about today. I want to know more about your about what's going on over in Washington D.C. and what you're doing over at the IMF World Bank meetings. But also, we're going to get into what you're doing as founder and president over at Women Leaders Today. But before we do all that, we'll start with what we like to call our Mission Matters Minute. So, Umu, at Mission Matters, our aim and our goal is to amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts and organizations. That's what we do. Umu, what mission matters to you?
Thank you so much again, Adam. And I'm so happy to be part of this series. So I'm here. My name is Umuba. I am currently at the IMF World Bank Group's annual meeting, fall meet. Yeah, it is fall meetings, and and my mission matters to me is to see the marginalized communities get a fair shot at life. It's whether it's women or youth or any kind of minorities or any type of communities that are marginalized, that are
Mm-hmm.
not taking the full advantage of this world, is my mission to bring
Yeah.
those people at the center and ensure that they have access opportunities like everybody else, and also to ensure that they are part of the decision making process. As you know, Adam, that's where life is being impacted, whether it's nationally, locally, or globally. So ensuring that voices that are diverse, that are inclusive,
Mm.
are part of the day-to-day or any agenda, global agenda or national agenda, are included. So that's
Yeah.
my mission, is to make sure, especially women, the
Yeah.
founder and president of Women Leaders Today, I would love and I advocate for women to be part of the discourse of any aspects where their livelihood is being affected, or their community or their family members are being impacted, whether
Mm.
negatively or positively. I want them to be part of it. So
Yeah.
that's my mission in life.
Umu, why was it important for you to be in Washington D.C. to attend these meetings and to be part of the conversation? Like why was that important?
It is important for me to be part of these meetings because this is where the decisions are being made. This
Mm.
is where people are convening to talk about global agendas, whether it's economic or finance or social. So being part of this meeting, understanding or being in the room of people who are making these decisions that are impacting your life is extremely important. I usually attend these meetings to
Yeah.
understand how things are being framed, how policies are being talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and what are the steps that are being taken, and who
Yeah.
are part of this conversation, and how these decisions are being made, and who are
Mm.
making those decisions, and who are being impacted by those decisions that are being made. So it's
Mm.
very important for me to be part of this because I want to understand how things are working, not just
Mm-hmm.
in Washington, D.C., but globally.
Yeah, of course. I want to go a little further into women leaders today. So, what led you to founding this, and talk a little bit more about what the organization does?
Okay, so obviously, I'm a woman. So
Yes.
it's something that is close to my heart, not just because I'm a woman, but it's just because I know how, the contributions of women in our society, how they can have great and positive outcome for not
Mm.
just for women, but for the entire community. When you empower women, you empower a nation, you empower their communities. So being in rooms where you have to count women in those rooms and those decisions, that when they are part of if they are in those rooms,
Yeah.
that their perspective can be profoundly important and can
Mm-hmm.
be also impactful because women are on the ground. They know what is going on. They understand how policies that are being made on top can impact people on the ground, the grassroots, their family
Mm,
members, their communities. So not including them in the process
mm.
is detrimental not just to our national security. I can even go that far to say,
Yeah.
or even the cohesion of our society.
Mm. How does public engagement and partnerships, how does that help bridge some of the initiatives that you're talking about? Like, how does it, or I should say, how does it help advance some of the initiatives you're talking about? Like, why is that so important? Public engagement and partnerships.
Public engagement and partnerships is important because there
Yeah.
is a disconnect when we ascend to certain level of power.
Mm.
We tend, even if you come from the grassroots as I am, but
Mm-hmm.
once you get to certain level of power, we
Mm-hmm.
tend to be disconnected with the reality on the ground,
Mm.
right? Not because this is done purposely, but
Yeah.
because we are surrounded with people who we like-minded people,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that we are more occupied of the global impact of the global policies, right?
Mm-hmm.
While people on the ground, they are leaving those policies,
Mm.
right? So connecting those two worlds is extremely important
Mm-hmm.
because what they bring at the table is different from what the top decision makers
Mm-hmm.
tend to forget sometimes.
Yeah. How can this serve really as a bridge between countries? Like, how does that work?
That's where the diaspora, I think, for me, comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
The role of diaspora everywhere, not just in America,
Mm-hmm.
is critical, right? Because they are the bridge from both countries, from America and from their own
Yeah.
country where they came from, the original. So they know what is going on the other side. They understand the intricates,
Mm.
intricacy of their own countries. They understand the culture. They understand how to navigate those systems back home. And also they understand
Mm.
how to navigate the cultural and political system in America,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So they are the right people to bring those countries to create those type of partnerships, whether
Mm.
it's cultural diplomacy or economic or commercial diplomacy
Mhm.
or educational diplomacy. Because they are part of those two worlds, they understand how diplomatically to bring those
Mhm.
two people together.
Yeah. That's great. Omu, this has been great having you on the show today and learning more about. And I know you got a lot to do. I know you're pretty busy in DC this week, so thank you for making time for us. But that being said, last question: what's next? I mean, what's next for you? What's next for women leaders today?
Thank you so much, Adam, for this opportunity to be here and interviewed by you. Congratulations also on doing this series. What is next for me is to to carry the voices of women, to
Yeah.
create a space where women can convene, where they can be celebrated, where we can create like a network of women, a-
Mhm.
an intergenerational network of women, right?
Mm.
So that's what's in my bucket list for my
Yeah.
next steps.
Absolutely amazing. And how can people follow up if they want to learn more about your organization? How can they connect?
They can go to my Women Leaders Today on Instagram, Women Leaders Today on LinkedIn, on Facebook. And yeah, that's where they can follow our Women Leaders Today.
Amazing. For everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links into the show notes so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So, again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Umu, thanks you so much again for coming on the show. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Adam.